Right now, at this very moment, someone you loved who has passed is learning something they never understood while alive. They are not sleeping. They are not gone. They are awake in a way they never were on earth. And what they are discovering is changing them. It is healing them. And whether you realize it or not, it is reaching back to you. Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet, spoke of this with absolute certainty. He said that death is not an ending. It is not a shutting down of the mind or the soul. It is a doorway. And on the other side of that doorway, the soul does not rest. It does not float in emptiness. It enters a place of learning, a place of seeing, a place where everything that was hidden becomes clear. This is not imagination. This is not metaphor. According to Cayce, the moment a soul leaves the body, it begins a journey of understanding. And that journey is happening right now to people you know, to people you miss, to the ones whose faces you still see when you close your eyes. They are learning. And what they are learning changes everything. When a person dies, the first thing that happens is not judgment. It is not punishment or reward. It is adjustment. The soul, suddenly free from the body, must learn how to exist without it. This is not easy. For so long the soul believed it was the body. It believed it was the name, the face, the pain, the illness. It believed it was the fear and the worry and the exhaustion. But now, all of that is gone. And the soul is left with a question it has never truly asked before. Who am I without all of that? Cayce said this adjustment happens in layers. The soul does not instantly become all-knowing. It does not immediately understand the purpose of its life. It wakes up slowly, like someone coming out of a long, confusing dream. And in those first moments, it feels more real than anything it ever felt on earth. The soul looks around and realizes it is still thinking, still feeling, still aware. And this is the first great lesson. I still exist. I am still me. But I am more than I thought I was. Some souls adjust quickly. They were ready. They had already begun to understand, even while alive, that they were not just their body. They had felt something deeper, a pull, a knowing, a sense that life was bigger than what they could see. These souls move through the adjustment easily. They recognize where they are. They feel relief. But other souls struggle. They are confused. They do not understand why they can see their body lying still, but they are still thinking. They do not understand why they can hear the people crying but cannot touch them. They reach out, but their hands pass through. They call out, but no one answers. And for a while, they are caught between two worlds, not fully in the body anymore, but not yet fully awake to what comes next. This is where the learning begins. Because the soul must accept a truth it spent a lifetime avoiding. I am not my body. I never was. I am something that cannot die. And once that truth settles in, everything changes. The second phase of learning is memory. The soul begins to remember. Not just the life it just lived, but everything. Every choice. Every word. Every moment of love and every moment of cruelty. Every time it helped and every time it turned away. It all comes flooding back. Not as punishment, but as clarity. Cayce explained that this is not like remembering facts. It is like reliving. The soul does not just think about what it did, it feels it. It experiences the impact of its choices from every angle. It feels what others felt because of what it said or did. It understands for the first time how deeply it mattered. This is not easy. Some souls are overwhelmed by this. They see how much pain they caused, even without meaning to. They see how much love they pushed away. They see opportunities they missed, moments they wasted, people they hurt. And they feel it all. Not because they are being punished, but because this is how they learn. But here is what many people do not understand. The soul also sees the good. It sees every act of kindness, no matter how small. every time it smiled at a stranger, every time it listened when someone needed to talk, every moment it chose love over fear, and those moments shine. They glow. They carry a weight and a beauty that the soul never noticed while alive. And in this seeing, the soul begins to understand something powerful. Love was the point. It was always the point. Everything else was noise. This realization does not come all at once. It unfolds slowly, gently, and it changes the soul. It softens it, it heals it. Because now, for the first time, the soul sees its life without the filter of fear, without the ego, without the shame. It sees itself as it truly was. Flawed, struggling, but also brave and trying, and capable of love. And this is when the third phase begins. The soul starts to understand why it lived the life it did, why it was born into that family, why it faced those struggles, why it met those people, why it carried those burdens. Cayce said that every soul chooses its life before it is born. Not the details, but the lessons. The soul knows what it needs to learn, and it chooses a life that will give it the chance to learn those things. This does not mean life is fair. It does not mean suffering is deserved. It means the soul is brave. It means the soul is willing to enter the hardest classrooms because it knows that is where the deepest growth happens. But while alive, the soul forgets this. It forgets why it came. It forgets what it was trying to learn. It gets lost in the pain and the fear and the confusion. It starts to believe that life is random, that it is meaningless, that it is just survival. But on the other side, the soul remembers, and everything makes sense. The person who hurt you, the soul now understands. They were teaching you boundaries, or forgiveness, or strength. The illness you carried, the soul now sees it was not punishment. It was a way to slow you down, to make you look inward, to force you to ask deeper questions. The loneliness, it was preparation. It was teaching you how to be with yourself, how to find God without needing anyone else to show you. Every hard thing had a purpose. And now the soul sees it. This is not about making excuses for pain. This is not about pretending suffering does not hurt. It does, it is real, it is heavy. But on the other side, the soul learns that pain was not wasted. It was not meaningless. It was part of the design. And that realization brings peace, because the soul finally understands. I was not being punished. I was being shaped. I was being prepared. I was being loved in a way I could not see. And that understanding changes everything. But here is where it gets even deeper. The soul does not just learn about itself, it learns about love. Real love, the kind that has no conditions, no limits, no fear. And this is one of the hardest lessons. Because while alive, most people never experience this kind of love. They experience love that is mixed with fear. Love that is tied to behavior. Love that is conditional. Love that says, I will love you if you act the way I want, if you stay, if you do not disappoint me. But on the other side, the soul encounters a love that has none of that. A love that sees everything, knows everything, and still holds the soul without judgment. This love does not ask the soul to be perfect. It does not demand apologies. It does not need explanations. It simply says, you are mine. You have always been mine. And nothing you did or did not do changes that. For many souls, this is the most overwhelming moment, because it is the first time they truly feel loved, not for what they did, not for who they were, but simply because they exist, and that love breaks them open. It heals things they did not even know were broken. Cayce said this love comes from the source, from God, from the infinite intelligence that created everything. And every soul, no matter how lost it felt on earth, is met with this love, the moment it crosses over. No exceptions, no soul is rejected, no soul is cast out. Every soul is welcomed. Every soul is held. And in that love, the soul begins to heal. But the learning does not stop there. The soul also begins to understand relationships. It sees the people it loved in a completely new way. It understands now why certain people came into its life. Why some relationships were easy and some were painful. Why some people stayed and some people left. Cayce taught that souls travel in groups. They reincarnate together over and over, playing different roles. In one life, a person might be your mother. In another life, they might be your child. In another, they might be your greatest enemy. But the soul is the same, and the purpose is always the same. To help each other learn, to help each other grow, to help each other remember who they really are. On the other side, the soul sees this. Clearly, it recognizes the people it knew. It understands the agreements it made with them before birth. It sees why that relationship was so difficult. Why that person triggered so much pain. It was not random. It was planned, because both souls needed to learn something. And they chose each other to be the teachers. This is why some relationships feel so intense, so magnetic, so impossible to let go of, because they are not new, they are ancient. They are part of a journey that has been going on for lifetimes. And the soul, now on the other side, sees the whole picture. It sees how much love was underneath all the pain, how much purpose was underneath all the chaos, and it forgives. Not because it has to, but because it finally understands. This forgiveness is not weak. It is not pretending the hurt did not happen. It is seeing the truth. That everyone was doing the best they could with what they knew. That everyone was lost in their own way. That everyone was trying to find love. Even when they were causing harm. And the soul, now free from the ego, can hold that truth without anger. It can see the pain it caused and the pain it received. And it can say, we were all just trying to learn. We were all just trying to find our way back to love. And in that moment, the soul is free. But here is what makes this even more powerful. The learning that happens on the other side does not just affect the soul, it affects the living. Because the soul is still connected to the people it loved. It is still part of their energy field. It is still woven into their thoughts and their memories and their hearts. And as the soul learns, that learning sends ripples back to the living. Have you ever suddenly thought of someone who passed away and felt a wave of peace? That was them. Have you ever had a dream where a loved one appeared and everything felt okay, even if you did not understand why? That was them. Have you ever felt forgiveness towards someone who hurt you, without even trying to forgive? That was their soul learning on the other side, and sending that lesson back to you. Cayce said the barrier between the living and the dead is thinner than most people think. It is not a wall, it is a veil, and energy moves through it. Love moves through it. Healing moves through it. The dead do not stop caring about the living. They do not move on and forget. They continue to watch. They continue to send love. They continue to guide in ways that are quiet and gentle and easy to miss. But if you are paying attention, you will feel it. You will notice the signs. The songs that play at the right moment. The dreams that feel too real. The sudden sense of comfort when you were drowning in grief. That is not coincidence. That is connection. That is the soul, on the other side, reaching back to remind you that love does not die. It only changes form. And this is why their learning matters to you. Because as they heal, you heal. As they grow, you grow. As they understand, you begin to understand. You are not separate. You never were. You are part of the same energy, the same source, the same love, and what they are learning right now in this moment is being whispered into your heart. Even If you do not hear the words, you feel the shift. You feel the softness. You feel the knowing that somehow everything is going to be okay. But there is more. The soul does not just learn about its past life. It begins to prepare for what comes next. Because death is not the end of the journey, it is a pause, a rest, a time to reflect and heal and remember. But eventually, the soul will return. It will choose another life, another body, another chance to grow. Cayce was very clear about this. Reincarnation is real. The soul does not live once and then disappear. It lives many times. Each life is a chapter. Each life is a lesson. And the soul keeps coming back until it learns everything it came here to learn. Here is what most people do not understand. The soul does not come back as punishment. It comes back because it wants to, because it is not finished, because there is more love to give, more beauty to experience, more healing to offer. The soul is not trapped in a cycle. It is choosing the cycle, because the soul knows that earth, for all its pain, is also a place of incredible growth. A place where love can be tested and deepened and made real. And so on the other side, the soul begins to plan. It looks at what it learned in its last life. It looks at what it still needs to learn. And it begins to choose the circumstances of its next life, the family, the challenges, the gifts, the struggles, not to punish itself, but to give itself the best chance to grow. This is why some people are born into hardship. It is not because they are cursed. It is because their soul is strong. It is because their soul knows it can handle it. It is because their soul chose that path, knowing it would lead to the deepest transformation. And this is why some souls seem old. Why some people, even as children, seem to carry a wisdom that does not match their age. Because they are old. They have lived many times. They have learned many lessons. And they carry that knowledge in their eyes, in their presence, in the way they move through the world. If you are reading this, there's a good chance you are one of those souls. Because this message does not reach everyone. It reaches the ones who are ready. The ones who have been asking the deeper questions. The ones who feel different. The ones who have always known there is more to life than what they were taught. You are not broken. You are not lost. You are remembering. And the dead, the ones who loved you, are helping you remember. They are learning on the other side, and they are sending that learning to you. They are whispering in your dreams. They are guiding you through signs. They are helping you see what they now see, that life is not random, that pain is not meaningless, that you are not alone, and as they learn, you are learning too. You are waking up to the truth of who you are. You are beginning to see your life not as a series of accidents, but as a carefully chosen path. A path you designed before you were born. A path that is leading you exactly where you need to go. This does not mean life is easy. It does not mean you will not struggle, but it means your struggles have meaning. It means your pain has purpose. It means you are not being punished. You are being prepared, and the ones who have gone before you, the ones you miss, the ones you grieve, they are on the other side right now, learning the same lessons you are learning. They are healing the same wounds you are healing. They are growing the same way you are growing. And they are watching you with so much love, so much pride, so much hope. Because they know something you are just beginning to remember, that you are eternal, that you are powerful, that you are loved beyond measure, and that no matter what happens, no matter how hard life gets, you will be okay. Because you are not just a body, you are a soul, and the soul cannot be broken. It can only grow. So when you think of them, do not think of them as gone. Think of them as students. Just like you, learning, growing, healing, and know that the love between you has not ended. It has only deepened. It has only become more real. They are learning what it means to be free. And one day, you will learn it too. But for now you are here. And your job is not to rush to the other side. Your job is to live, to love, to learn. To choose kindness even when it is hard. To choose forgiveness even when it hurts. To choose hope even when everything feels dark. Because that is what they are learning. And that is what you are here too. Learn too. The dead are not silent, they are speaking. And if you listen closely, you will hear them, not with your ears, but with your heart. You will feel their presence in the quiet moments. You will sense their guidance when you are lost. You will know their love in the warmth that wraps around you when you need it most. They are learning, and so are you. And one day, when your time comes, you will cross over too. And you will see them again. And you will understand everything. You will see why life unfolded the way it did. You will see the beauty in the pain. You will see the purpose in the struggle. And you will feel the love that was always there, holding you, guiding you, never letting you go. But until then, live. Live fully. Live bravely. Live with the knowing that you are not alone. That you are supported. That you are loved. And that every step you take, every choice you make, every moment you choose love over fear, you are learning exactly what the dead are learning right now. That love is all there is. That love is all that matters. And that love never, ever dies. This is what Edgar Cayce saw. This is what he knew. And this is what the dead are learning right now, on the other side. They are learning that they were never separate from you. That they were never truly gone. That love is the thread that connects all souls, across all lifetimes, across all worlds. And as they learn, they are sending that truth back to you, not in words, but in feelings, in signs, in moments of peace that come out of nowhere, in the sudden knowing that everything is going to be okay. Listen to that knowing. Trust it, because it is real. It is them. It is the ones who loved you, reaching across the veil, reminding you that you are eternal, that you are safe, that you are exactly where you need to be, and that no matter what, you are never, ever alone. Now, let us talk about what this means for you, right now, in this moment. Because everything the dead are learning on the other side is not just information. It is medicine. It is guidance. It is a map for how to live the rest of your life with more peace, more purpose, and more love. If the dead are learning that love is the only thing that matters, then your job is to practice that while you are still alive. You do not have to wait until you cross over to understand this. You can begin now. You can look at your life and ask yourself, where am I choosing fear over love? Where am I holding on to anger that no longer serves me? Where am I staying small because I am afraid of what others will think? The dead, looking back at their lives, see clearly where they let fear control them. They see the moments they stayed silent when they should have spoken. The moments they said yes when they meant no. The moments they hid their true selves because they were afraid of being judged. And they see now that all of that fear was a waste. Because on the other side, none of it matters. The only thing that matters is whether they loved, whether they were kind, whether they were true to themselves. Do not have to wait to learn this. You can choose it now. You can decide today that you will stop living for other people's approval, that you will stop shrinking yourself to make others comfortable, that you will stop pretending to be less than you are because you are afraid of standing out. The dead are learning that they were always enough, that they were always worthy, that they did not need to earn love or prove their value, and you do not need to either. You are enough, exactly as you are. You always have been. And the sooner you believe that, the freer you will be. Another lesson the dead are learning is about forgiveness. They are seeing with perfect clarity that holding on to anger only hurt themselves, that resentment only poisoned their own hearts, that the people they refused to forgive were just as lost and broken as they were. And now on the other side, they wish they had let it go sooner. They wish they had chosen peace instead of pride. You do not have to carry that weight. You can put it down now. You can forgive, not because the other person deserves it, but because you deserve peace. Forgiveness is not about them. It is about you. It is about freeing yourself from the prison of anger. It is about choosing your own healing over your need to be right. And here's the truth. The people who hurt you were hurting too. They were doing the best they could with the pain they carried. That does not make what they did okay, but it makes them human. And when you can see them as human, flawed and struggling just like you, forgiveness becomes easier. Not because you are weak, but because you are wise. The dead are also learning that time is not what they thought it was. On Earth, time feels linear. It feels like everything is moving forward, one moment after another, and once a moment is gone, it is lost forever. But on the other side, time does not work that way. The soul sees that all moments exist at once, that the past is not gone, that the future is not far away, that everything is happening now in one eternal present. This sounds confusing, but what it means is simple. Nothing is ever truly lost. Every moment of love you experienced still exists. Every connection you made is still alive. Every person you loved is still with you, not just in memory, but in energy. They are woven into who you are. They are part of your soul. And nothing, not even death, can erase that dot. So when you miss someone, do not think of them as gone. Think of them as existing in a different form. Think of them as energy, as light, as love that is still surrounding you. They are not far away. They are closer than you think. And if you open your heart, you will feel them. You will sense their presence. You will know they are still with you. That this is not wishful thinking. This is how energy works. Love is energy. And energy does not disappear. It only changes form. So the love you shared with someone who passed is still here. It is still real. It is still active. And it is still healing you, guiding you, holding you, even when you cannot see it. Another lesson the dead are learning is about purpose. While alive, so many people spend their lives searching for their purpose. They think it is something big, something grand, something that will make them famous or important or remembered. And they exhaust themselves trying to find it, trying to prove they matter. But on the other side, the soul sees the truth. Purpose was never about being famous. It was never about achieving great things or being recognized. Purpose was always about love, about showing up, about being kind, about making someone feel seen, about offering comfort when it was needed, about living with integrity, even when no one was watching. Your purpose is not something you have to search for. It is something you live every single day, every time you choose kindness, every time you offer patience, every time you listen to someone who needs to be heard, every time you forgive, every time you love, even when it is hard. That is your purpose. That is why you are here. And the dead, looking back, see that the moments that mattered most were not the big moments. They were the small ones, the quiet ones, the ones no one saw, the ones that felt ordinary at the time. A hug, a smile, a kind word, a hand held. Those were the moments that mattered. Those were the moments that carried the most light. So stop waiting for your life to become something bigger. It is already enough. You are already fulfilling your purpose. You just have to keep showing up. Keep choosing love. Keep being kind. And trust that it is enough. Because it is. The dead are also learning about identity. While alive, people build their identity around so many things. Their job, their relationships, their accomplishments, their body, their reputation. And they believe that is who they are. But on the other side, all of that falls away. The job does not matter. The body is gone. The accomplishments mean nothing. And the soul is left with only one question. Who am I without all of that? And the answer is always the same: I am love. I am energy. I am eternal. I am part of the source. I am everything and nothing. I am exactly what I have always been. This is the truest identity. And you do not have to wait until you die to know this. You can begin to see it now. You can begin to separate who you are from what you do. You can begin to understand that you are not your job. You are not your body. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are so much more than that. You are a soul, a piece of the infinite, a spark of the divine. And nothing you do or do not do can change that. You are worthy simply because you exist. You are loved simply because you are. And the sooner you stop trying to prove your worth, the sooner you will feel the peace that the dead are feeling now. Finally, the dead are learning about trust. They are learning that everything that happened in their life, even the hardest things, had a reason. That nothing was random. That everything was part of a plan they helped design before they were born. And they are learning to trust that plan. To trust the process. To trust that even when life felt chaotic and painful and unfair, there was a deeper order underneath it all. You can learn this too. You can begin to trust that your life is unfolding exactly as it needs to. That the struggles you are facing are not punishments, but assignments. That the pain you are feeling is not meaningless, but purposeful. That you are exactly where you need to be, even if it does not feel like it. Trust does not mean everything will be easy. It means you stop fighting reality. It means you stop asking why this is happening to you, and start asking what you are meant to learn from it. It means you surrender to the flow of life, knowing that you are being guided, even when you cannot see the path. The dead have this trust now. They see the bigger picture, and they are trying to help you see it too. They are trying to remind you, through signs and dreams and feelings, that you are not alone. That you are not lost. That you are exactly where you need to be. So trust. Trust the process. Trust yourself. Trust the love that surrounds you. And trust that when your time comes, you will cross over just like they did. And you will see everything clearly. And you will understand. And you will feel the peace that comes from knowing that everything, all of it, was exactly as it was meant to be. This is what the dead are learning right now. And this is what they want you to know. That love is the answer. That forgiveness is freedom. That purpose is found in the small moments. That you are more than your body, your job, your past. That nothing is ever truly lost. And that you are never, ever alone. Live with this knowing. Let it guide you. Let it comfort you. Let it change you, because it is the truth. And the truth will set you free.